Hey everyone, Jason Crespin here. Thursdays at 3. It is already Thursday, April 22nd. Crazy. It's already, April's almost gone. Hopefully everyone is having a great week. We've been busy here at the Little Theater, as always, getting things ready for tons of things going on, upcoming shows and end of semesters and all that good stuff. But so glad that you guys are all tuning in for Thursdays at 3. We have a lot of information. I suspect a lot of people will be watching today's Thursdays at 3 with the announcement of our 2021-2022 season. Great friends are watching. Hello, Tracy and Braden and Courtney. Glad you're logged in to tune in, all that good stuff. Before I bring in on my amazing special guest, Mr. Alan Shankles, we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about what's going on at ALT. Sherry, hey, Miss Sherry, calling me Sunshine. My mom calls me Sunshine. That's so sweet. Hope you're doing great. Hope all is well in your world. We miss you, Sherry. You got to come up to the theater. And Luann's watching down in Midland. Love it. All of our Thursdays at 3 friends are watching. Perfect. A couple things we want to let you guys know about or congratulate. Big congratulations, big kudos to our cast of good people. They closed out their show this past weekend. Absolutely brilliant job. Kudos to Brandon Dawson, director, and of course the whole cast and crew, production team. Everyone did an absolutely phenomenal job. It was a great show. Great way to close out our Adventure Space series. So congratulations to all of you involved in Good People. I got to catch the show last Thursday. It was brilliant. Loved it. I kind of wanted to make sure everyone knew some upcoming important dates to mark your calendar on. Speaking of calendar, we're working busy on the new calendar that'll be coming out soon. The opening of Matilda. You'll be wanting to get one of those for sure. But to mark your calendars of upcoming dates, just to remind you guys, camp registration is right around the corner. ALT camp registration, we just got on our website, just posted about it as well. Camp registration begins, of course, May 17th. We have some great camps, tons of theater camps, tons of dance camps. We even have a great music and dance class on Saturdays, taught by Aaron Murphy for an hour. So this is now on our website. Check out amarillo.org/academy or our Academy's Facebook page to get that link to look at all of our camps. You're going to want to register for camps as quickly as possible. They fill up very fast. Also, you probably have seen, of course, we posted the audition dates for Newsies. That's going to be coming up May 17th and 18th. Callbacks on the 19th. Our packet will be online Monday, so check out that as well. And then be looking out, especially Academy families, for an email next week where we will remind you about our Ghost Light Gala. That's right, our Ghost Light Gala. Great way for us to honor our Academy season. That will be on good old May 26th, Wednesday, May 26th. We had to fit it in amongst all of the seniors, graduations, and different things like that. So mark your calendars now for the Ghostlight Awards on May 26th. It's going to be great at the ALT main stage. I want to have more dates I want to remind you about, but before I get to that, let's bring on our awesome special guest, Mr. Alan Shankles.
Howdy.
How are you, Mr. Alan?
I'm doing wonderful, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. It's a busy week.
My hair as tall as yours, but it wouldn't cooperate.
You know, it's funny. I think the wind today took it off a little bit more this morning.
Up there pretty high, buddy.
Yeah. I got about 2 more inches on my license I need to add.
Stacking.
I love it. How's your week going?
Busy week. I'm in the middle of Matilda rehearsals, and we had to finalize the season, and I had to get playbill advertising, some problems with that worked out, and just one thing after another.
Yeah, it's a lot for sure. I got to see Good People this past weekend, and man, that was a great show.
It was a fantastic show. I wrote a Facebook post, if you didn't see it, that said,
I shared it last week. Yeah.
If you haven't seen the show, you need to go because it's brilliant. The performers, the acting, the show was just perfect in every way. The scene change music, the choreography of the scene changes, the lighting, the sound. It was one of those sublime productions that you don't see very often. For sure. Sometimes feel like I'm not capable of reaching that kind of height of work, but I try every day.
You surpassed that. You're too modest. You're doing fantastic. Oh my gosh, the things that you've done before, and that you're still doing. talk to us about Matilda. Matilda, of course, finally, she's not 40 yet. She's like 1 year older.
You're a year older than she was.
Yeah. We joke that she's going to be singing "When I Grow Up" and like smoking a cigarette.
Because he would have gone through puberty while we were doing this, and his voice would change.
Yeah, I love it. But rehearsals going well.
Rehearsals are going extremely well. I love working with Jennifer and Sean and my assistant Jamie Humphrey, who keeps me out of trouble and staying on task and organized. And
Priscilla, she says, two of my faves.
And I'm working with Kalina Knight.
Yes,
my costumer, and she's a hoot. She's wonderful. I don't know where she's been all my life.
In the academy.
Well, crap, I need her over here on the main stage.
Yeah, she's awesome. It's going to be great. Courtney says, hello there to me, Mr. Allen. Then, of course, Jamie was saying, hi, boys, two of my favorite. Love it. Grayson says, so excited for Matilda. It's going to be a great, fun show for sure.
It's going to be brilliant. And Grayson's little sister is pretty darn amazing.
Yeah. I cannot wait to see her in this show on our stage. It's going to be fantastic. Those of you, and we'll talk, of course, have tons of more Thursdays at 3 with castmates and more production team members of Matilda. But we wanted to remind people that tickets for members are on sale this coming Monday, the 26th, and to the public May 3rd. And that's a little bit different. On our calendar, one, it said it was spam a lot. That was May 3rd through the, what was that?
I think it was.
Yeah. So or not May 3rd. Yeah, it was May originally in later on in May. Let me look at my calendar. But we want to let people know on the calendar, it's not opening May 6th. It is opening May 13th. So to modify that third weekend of Wizard of Oz and to adjust things, but you guys have added a Saturday matinee to that first weekend, correct?
We have. And we have one available if we need to add it. We knew that it became apparent very early that Wizard of Oz needed to have a longer run, and so we just gave up a week of performances. I think we'll have big houses, but not the kind of clamoring that Wizard of Oz had. Well, I hope people clamor for it.
They'll definitely be clamoring for it. But one of the biggest reasons we needed to add that third weekend was to get family members of Wizard of Oz that just had not gotten tickets yet. So
you got 100 kids, you got a lot of darn family members.
It's true. So those of you who are like, wait, my numbers are different for box office openings or different things like that, my dates, yes, it's a little bit off, but we want to let you all know, again, April 26th, this Monday, starting at 10 a.m., tickets go on sale to our members. Then, of course, May 3rd to the public. The show runs May 13th through the 23rd. So get your tickets.
We've done lots of canceling and rescheduling and moving around, and you just have to give us a break on that because it's been a COVID year and it has caused more problems than you can imagine.
For sure. And speaking of something that's changed, not only the date but also the concept, this year's Altas Awards. Can you talk a little bit about how the Altas are going to be restructured this year?
Right. Well, we because we didn't have nearly substantial audiences for most of our shows this year, we didn't feel like it was going to be appropriate for us to give out acting awards because I think you need a bigger pool of judges for that.
And you don't know, we have dedicated people to say they're going to see every show of the season so they can, of course, when they vote, make the strongest choice. And this year, that big pool was a small pool of people that were able to see every single show.
Not really as many people that would commit to seeing all the shows. And we we ended up not doing one of the shows.
Right.
But one in, and so we decided that. Well, I basically decided that I didn't think it would be appropriate to give out acting awards, but we're going to since it's going to be different, we're going to go way off the beaten track, and we're going to call it an Alta celebration. We're going to start in the Turk lobby here at the main stage. We'll have some hors d'oeuvres, perhaps. I don't know. That depends on the COVID world, I guess. But we'll have some cocktails for darn sure, and then we'll move into the main stage where we can spread out and be in luxurious seating. And we're going to do a retrospective like we always do, and we'll give some awards to some of our outstanding technicians of the Tech Volunteers of the Year, and we will probably have some SALT awards and some other fun surprises.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And that date is June 11th, Friday, June 11th.
June the 11th, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Friday, June 11th, the ALT celebration taking place at the Altas. No special event this summer either. So mark your calendars, Friday, June 11th at the ALT main stage, ALT celebration. We'll have the invites go out, all that stuff.
That we would open the box office for that on May the 17th.
May 17th is when you can get tickets for the ALT celebration?
I'm thinking, but that could change because I don't have that much authority around here.
I love that was me earlier. I was like, when do tickets go on sale? Like season tickets? Because I was like, I don't know. And this was like, they're really kind of on sale, but you can get them starting May 1st. Because I was like, I just work here. I don't know some of those things for sure.
You don't need to fill your head with things that don't matter.
Well, and it's funny too, don't you think, Alan? All of us know our job. We know what we're supposed to do. So then when somebody asks a question that's outside of my job, I'm like, I don't know that answer.
Well, I can't get away with that as often as you can, probably. But I do have to sometimes say that's out of my pay grade.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. Cindy's here, says Good People was great play this season. Agreed, Miss Cindy. Agreed. We all thought it was fantastic. So, and we'll celebrate not only the cast of Good People, we'll celebrate every volunteer, all cast members, production teams, directors, everyone that helped out with our amazing season this season. We're gonna have a big celebration, and just it's gonna be good just to kind of celebrate our success this year of keeping our doors open. So many theaters are just now starting to kind of figure out how they can have an audience or how they can stream something or different things like that. And so many people, my friends across the nation, are like, we cannot believe how amazing it was that you did, 3 weekends of Wizard of Oz, and you did, your opening Matilda, and we're very blessed that we were able to do as much as we were in this past season.
We are truly one of the only. I bet there aren't a handful of theaters in the entire country that did not just one show, but an entire season.
Yeah, exactly.
11 shows, folks.
Yeah. And think about, Alan, just to have one casualty, which is one less Adventure Space play this year. Man, that's great. We'll take it. We will take that.
Well, and that wasn't all just a matter of COVID. It was sort of the way the casting worked out. And
completely, yeah.
Wanted to keep Good People was already ready to go, and I hated to miss out on that. And obviously that was a good choice because it was such a fine show.
Yeah, for sure. Similar to Matilda. Matilda was already cast and just kept moving and moving. So it's like, we can put it here at the end of the show. And
amazingly with us.
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing we're going to do today, Alan, is announce our next, basically the season for our 2021-2022 season.
Did you pick that?
Did I pick it? I just threw names out of a hat. Had a dartboard and threw and was like, yeah, let's do that. We should talk about, of course, our audiences, our patrons voted, and we took all of those votes. We calculated them in-house and, of course, the online, had a big spreadsheet. Our board had a play selection committee, and they are responsible for reading scripts and giving us, suggestions. The staff gives suggestions. We narrow down a huge list to a small, like about 20-ish list, and then that gets narrowed down to the ballot. Then the play selection gets together again, and they talk about everything, looking at all the voting and in-house, and looking to make sure that we're not having the same show in the same season. And they select that, and then Alan and the staff kind of give input, but Alan kind of makes sure, the Adventure Space shows are lined up as well, and listens to suggestions and different things like that. And so that's how we kind of come up with a season. And so we're going to announce the season, which is exciting. If my math is correct, this will be the 94th ALT season. Don't forget, 1927 was when the theater was built. So the 94th season, which is just insane to think about how many things the theater has overcome in those 94 years. Speaking of our play selection, Mr. Matt Morgan, the two of you and the rest of the staff can't be thanked enough for the work you've put in this year. I can't wait to hear the retrospective. Agreed, Mr. Matt. It's going to be fantastic. Cindy says, woohoo. And yay, everyone's excited about the announcing of our season. So I guess, Alan, I'll start it off because the first announcement of the season's super easy because everyone already knows the first show of the season. And it's a little show called Newsies. That's right. ALT Academy, if you don't forget, we were supposed to do this last summer. We restructured it. We have auditions coming up. No surprise. Of course, the Academy will be doing Disney's Newsies July 9th through the 18th on our ALT main stage. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic show. The first show, me and Miss Michaela will be co-directing it, but pretty much it's going to be her first, her first thing on our stage that she can call, one of her own. So it's exciting, and it's going to be a big fun show for sure.
Well, and I think we should point out right now that this season has some special slants to it. I wanted to go back and revisit a couple of shows that I really loved and adored, and
sure.
And I wanted,
which Alan, I have to say, the ones that you picked that you loved and adored, none of them involved me. I'm like, well, I wasn't in any of those.
You were here for art. Were you not here for art?
But there's tons of shows that I'm like, wait a minute, why didn't he pick that one? Oh well, it's fine. So tell us, Alan, what's our first main stage show?
Well, it's just a little simple show that ended up being the most popular show in ALT history, generating over $500,000 in revenue, touring all over the country. We're going to bring back, for one more good time, always Patsy Cline.
That's right. Patsy Cline's coming back.
Yes, it is, with the original cast. They may have to put on a little extra makeup to look as young as they once did, but I guarantee you they're going to deliver from a performance standpoint. I can't wait to get them back on our stage. And that show, every time we did it sold out here at ALT. We did that show from Austin to Jackpot, Nevada, and just made money everywhere we went.
And the kind of crazy thing is, you were planning on doing a special event with this show, and then you thought, wait a minute, we can't do the special event, of course, because of COVID and different things like that. And then you had the brilliant idea of like, wait, why are we doing this special event? Why don't we actually put it on the season and have 2 weekends of this show, which is just a brilliant idea.
Well, it's a show that's very dear to my heart. We had some of the best times of our lives on tour with that show. And the show is, even if you're not a country western music fan, this show is delightful. It's engaging. It's poignant. Tammy Highsmith sounds just like Patsy Cline, and we're gonna blow the roof off this joint with that show.
Yeah, Cindy Bullock, her character.
There are a lot of people that haven't even heard of that show, like Michaela. We were talking about Always Patsy Cline in a staff meeting one day. She said, I don't even know anything about this show. And I thought, God almighty, how old am I?
It's been a while. Yeah.
It's going to be great. Most people have seen that trailer we have outside the building. We hauled that trailer all over Timbuktu with the set for Always Patsy Cline in it. And we would unload it and do a show and load it back up and head home or head to the hotel. It was a blast.
And so those of you who are excited about, of course, seeing the show again on our ALT stage, or those of you who never got to see it and have heard the legend of that show, it'll be playing, of course, the end of July and beginning of August. In fact, Alan is already kind of planning some special event kind of deals with that. There'll probably be a big opening night special event. We're hoping that we can maybe get Alan, you on stage, and Cindy and Tammy, and have an hour, maybe talk back and just share these stories and ask those questions that we've been wondering about the show. Your friend down in Midland, Luann, says, I played that there many years ago. She loves the show.
Musicians all over the country.
Yeah, Cindy says everyone loves Patsy Cline. It's a beautiful, beautiful show. Tons of great music, of course, from Patsy Cline, and I think it's gonna be a great way to get everyone back involved at ALT and get them back in the theater.
Well, it's certainly a legendary show, and it deserved one more go.
Yeah, I think that's going to be absolutely fantastic. So our main stage season started a little bit earlier. It starts in July. We know this date for sure, July 29th through August 8th. But basically know that it's around the corner, and we can't wait for everyone to come to the theater and meet Miss Patsy Cline. It's going to be a great show.
The best way to get good tickets for a Patsy Cline is be a season ticket holder, because we're going to charge more money at the door for Patsy Cline, so you'll save even more money as a ticket holder.
Yes, and speaking of season tickets, which we'll definitely talk more about it later on this month, but when we were looking at our trajectory of all of the timeline of when things would increase or different stuff like that, this was this coming season of when normally our ticket prices would increase. but everyone, we discussed with the staff, we're going to keep our tickets the same. We're going to keep those season tickets the same at least one more year because we know it's been a hard year for everyone. So that, guys, the season tickets are still the same price this season, and that's such a good deal, especially for all the shows for the whole season, using them for the Academy, all that good stuff. So if you aren't season ticket holders, we don't know why you're not. Definitely
There are about 700 of you guys out there that weren't season ticket holders this year, and I'm expecting you to get back on the train.
Yeah, come on back. For sure. Okay, so Alan, this has happened before. Can you talk about the first Adventure Space play? This show has been on many seasons before.
Yes. It's that crazy show called TBA.
TBA.
What does TBA mean?
I'm going to write a play called TBA. So our first Adventure Space show, we have yet to pick it because we have literally been reading so many scripts. We want to make sure to get the newest, funnest, craziest, most heartwarming, all the things. And so we've been reading scripts left and right. We didn't want to push it. We didn't want to pick something that just didn't feel right with the whole season. So our first Adventure Space show in August, we have yet to announce it. We will announce it soon. So it is currently to be announced. It
will be in the quality and style of the Adventure Space.
Yeah, for sure. And there's new stuff coming. I mean, rights are becoming available like every week. New shows become available. So we look at it, what's available, and we read and try to determine if it would be a great fit for the whole season and of course the Adventure Space. Okay, Alan, I'll announce. I can announce the next one. The next one's on the main stage. I don't know if you guys have heard, but the Hills are suddenly alive with the sound of music. That's right. Rodgers and Hammerstein's fantastic classic musical, The Sound of Music. This will be our joint Academy collaboration show. This show will be in the fall, September, October time slot. Of course, this was a show that we looked at before. We almost pulled the trigger on it. We were ready to go, and then we found out it was coming on tour, and so switched out with another show.
2 or 3 years ago, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And so we felt like enough good time. It was voted very highly amongst our patrons. And so yeah, The Sound of Music. And it's a great show for our Academy collaboration show. It'll be a great time for sure. And
timeliness theme.
Yes, for sure. Yes, everyone is saying, sorry, I keep missing the comments. Love it, Adventure Space plays. Morgan says, love y'all, love you, Miss Morgan. Callie's yes. Everyone's excited, so excited. Carla's favorite, fantastic. People are excited. So awesome. We will, of course, once the dust settles, all that good stuff, we'll look at when audition dates are for the full season and get that posted on our website. Anytime you have questions, though, if you're wondering about what's going on at the theater, check out our website, check out our social media, Facebook pages and all that stuff. Give us a call at the box office. We'll help you out.
Call me. I'll talk to you.
Yeah. Casey says, finally, finally, The Sound of Music. I love it.
Live.
There's your audition right there, Alan. Your cast. Perfect. You can be a male mother superior. That'd be perfect. we should probably ask. We'll probably ask you at some point what your favorite things are, and have a list of your favorite things instead of the classic my favorite things from the show. Then real quick, we're not announcing any of the Academy shows. We saved that for the Academy reveal, of course. But there will be, of course, the second Academy show of the season will be in October. That'll be a great play that Miss Michaela will be directing. Then, of course, Alan, you want to take the next one on the list there, the next Adventure Space show?
Yes. Which one is that?
This one is the one that starts with the letter D.
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
This was a show that was very, very highly rated by our audience, and our place selection committee loved this show, but we couldn't make it fit in the main stage season for various reasons. And so in support of our place selection committee and other people that love that show, we're going to do Defying Gravity.
That's right, Defying Gravity. Now, before anyone wonders, this is not Wicked. No, nothing to do with Wicked, no witches, nothing to do with that show whatsoever. Defying Gravity is a beautiful play by Jane Anderson. Basically examines the 1986 Space Shuttle Challenger disaster. There's a beautiful storyline with a daughter and her mom's a teacher, and it almost overlaps with the parallels of Monet, correct? Painter Claude Monet's and his artistic quest, and
he's in the play.
Yes, it's perfect adventure space play. It's just going to be perfect for that setting.
It's a beautiful show, and we almost put it on the main stage, but we feel like it'll play better in the adventure space, and so, like I said, everybody was high on the show, but we couldn't fit it into the main stage season, so it's going to be brilliant at the adventure space.
Sure, yeah, it's going to be absolutely great. I love it. We had a comment. Alan Brent says, "Too bad Amarillo doesn't have any hills to be alive for the sound of music." Yeah, we're flat. We're flat here in Amarillo. I love it.
I couldn't get a high hill anyway.
Right, yeah. Casey says, "If Alan isn't Mother Superior, I'm not coming." Maybe a cameo one night. Who knows? But those
one of those bad
guys. Exactly. Yeah. If those of you who have not read Defying Gravity, once you get to read it, man, you are going to love it. It's, again, a great adventure space play for our season. So excited about that. So excited. Then moving on to and that'll be in November. Our adventure space.
It's coming. Good stuff's on the way.
Yeah. Then, of course, in December, we'll have a great holiday show. We always try to offer some sort of holiday event, whether it be with the Academy or the main stage or a show at the Adventure Space. And this show was, insane how high it was voted on by our season ticket holders, our patrons. It's going to be a hoot and a holler. We are doing a double wide Texas Christmas. Double wide Texas Christmas. Double Wide Texas is actually a place that this play is from, and basically it's a hilarious Southern comedy about what goes on with Christmas lights at a trailer park, if you will, and there's some really fun moments for sure. And we should note this is written by the same authors, Jesse Jones, Nicholas Hope, and Jamie Wooten. You've heard those names before because they're the same authors. Dixie Swim Club, Savannah Skipping Society, and this season's Always Bridesmaid, which that's just been a good dynamic for ALT.
Yeah, people love those three have a real finger on the pulse of Texas theater goers, and they've got this genre of madcap comedy, satirical comedy, really sewn up.
And our audiences have fallen in love with that and just have been so supportive every year. Dixie Swim Club, no one knew what that show was. And then they loved it. And that just kind of started the fire for these playwrights and in our Amarillo audiences. Back to the
most literate show we'll ever do, but it's fun. It's fun. That's okay.
And it'll be a great option for Christmas. If you just need another fun thing to do at Christmas, bring the office, bring your family that's in town, all that good stuff. Speaking of, real quick, Shannon says Defying Gravity is amazing. She's read that script. Braden's talking about Double Wide Texas Christmas, says it's so funny. Allison, I love this all. So excited for the new season.
Are you playing your fiddle today?
I know, right? Yeah. Alan says it's a Texas National Lampoon Christmas, pretty much. Yeah. It's definitely a fun one for sure. Then Alan, I'll take the next one because then I'm going to let you talk about the next Adventure Space show. But the next show on our main stage, we stay at the main stage again. That'll be in December, early December. We stay on our main stage for our next play. This play will be towards the end of January. This was also a huge high vote getter in our survey, in our poll. We will be performing Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express. It's a beautiful, beautiful play. In fact, it was adapted by Ken Ludwig. If you guys don't remember, Ken Ludwig also adapted Baskerville, which was a great, great success for the theater. Has done, great, great works, Lenny and Tanner and all those shows. But we found out, man, our audiences really love a mystery, a thriller, if you will. And so this kind of fit that bill perfectly. And it's a newer adaptation of the show. And so we're one of the newest theaters to get the rights to that. And so we're very excited for that.
Really very well written, and it's going to be a blast for our audiences, I think.
And the characters, our talent pool, man, these characters are fun. And so I think it's going to be a popular show for not only our patrons, but our talent pool as well. Oh, Allison says she can play violin if you need her today. Just on and off, she can just FaceTime you or something like that.
I would love to hear it.
It's no mystery why this one's a huge success. Talking, of course, about Agatha Christie's show. Yeah, it's going to be huge show. All right, Alan, let's talk about the Adventure Space musical.
Okay, well, you have to know right away. As I said, I'm being a little nostalgic and trying to revisit some of the things that made me feel really good. This musical has the distinction of being the very first musical performed at the Adventure Space. That was 22 or 3 years ago. In Here Life is...
I did the math. I think it's going to be exactly 20 years.
So the phrase is, in Here Life is beautiful. We're going to do Cabaret.
Cabaret. Life is a cabaret, y'all. It's going to be great.
I did that show as the first musical at the Adventure Space. And that show, more than any at that time, more than any other thing, people were convinced. They didn't know what to think about the Adventure Space, but when we did that, they were like, "Man, this is unbelievable! Unbelievable that you can do a show like that in this intimate space." And I've got some ideas about a special weekend called the Cabaret Experience, where we're going to.
Wait, don't give anything away. Don't give anything away. That'll be a teaser, if you will.
Okay.
Maybe at the ALT celebration you can give that away. But yeah, a little teaser. Y'all, Cabaret. And Alan, at that time I was in Florida doing my internship, so I missed it in being here in the audience. But I remember seeing the VHS of it back when we did VHSs. That set the bar for the Adventure Space, especially, Adventure Space musicals with Cabaret being so high. I mean, then the next year, Chicago, then, Kiss of a Spider Woman and all these shows that came in after that. We all knew Cabaret was the bar that was set, and it was set high. And so it's so exciting that show is going to be back and in our Adventure Space and and it's going to be fun to see what you do with it 20 years later. You know what I mean? After new ideas or things that you might have experienced or just the world, and it's going to be awesome. I cannot wait.
Technical capabilities that we didn't have 20 years ago.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, the VL lights and all of the aspects. When Alan, when you did this last time, you had actual tables, cocktail or cabaret tables, and
we had a few tables in front of the stage, and some of our patrons could sit in those tables, and the cast was intermingled. The entire space was our performance space. We played all over the space and out through the audience, and it was, of course, a 2-story set with the sexy jazz band up on top, and it's just a wonderful show, and it's as timely a show as anything we could do right now.
Oh, for sure. So sure, for sure. People are excited. They say, "Yay, Cabaret!" Smiley faces. Oh, love Cabaret. Kelly says, "You can bet I'll be at those auditions."
I can see auditions.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what's so great about that show is the music is great, but the message of the show, the whole aspect of why it was created in the first place, and the relevancy that it even now in our world, and so it's going to be a great show, and so that show will be in February at the Adventure Space. So definitely mark your calendars for that show. Alan will tease a little bit more later on in the season about his ideas for that Cabaret experience. Just the stuff he's talked about already. We are excited as the staff. So Mitchell says Cabaret is so wonderful. I love it. Great. Okay, then of course, moving along in our season, our Academy will have their big spring musical. I say musical, who knows? It might be a play. The fall one might have been a musical, but their Academy time slot will be then in March. That'll be the next show on our season. Alan, I'm going to let you talk about the last Adventure Space play, because that also is a revisit for you.
It is, and it was done in the same season as Cabaret, but it was the very first play, it was the very first production performed at the Adventure Space. It was called Art, Tony Award-winning play, and I wanted to be in the first production at the Adventure Space, so I cast myself, and then we cast Bobby Schaefer and Brad McBride, 2 fine actors, much better than I was. But we did that show in the round, which again showed our audiences something new and different. And Art is about one of the characters buys a piece of art that is solid white, and he pays a lot of money for it, and his friends think he's lost his mind. And so it's a whole discussion about the value of art and the nature of art and how it interacts with our lives. And so it's a fun show. I couldn't learn the lines anymore, so I'm going to direct it instead.
and beautiful. I mean, Yasmina Reza, who wrote this play, I mean, it took off whenever it
was hotter than a pistol when it
won all the awards, all that stuff. So then when ALT did it, it was this huge deal that ALT got the rights to that show. It was the first play. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. Three guys in the show, and just what you thought about then, and it made you think, and our first talk back, and all that stuff. So I love that 20 years later, you're also revisiting this show, but this time as the director. Do you remember who directed that show when you guys did it last time?
David Keller.
David Keller. Okay, I thought so, but I wasn't sure.
He did a great job. He put up with. I'm quite a diva on stage, and Bobby Schaefer can be kind of difficult, so he had to deal with a lot. But the show was fun. We had a blast doing it, and the audience, like I said, our audiences didn't really understand. A good portion of our audience didn't understand what we were talking about when we said it was versatile and flexible, and we could do this or with that. So we did art in the round, then we did Cabaret. That was an immersive experience, and we did Wit.
Wit that season. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Wit was still one of my favorite shows of all time. Ann Langford just knocked that out of the park.
Yeah.
And so
it was a great season for people to then be like, oh, this is what the adventure space is for. It shows that we can't do it the main stage because it's not family friendly or the language or this and that, and needed that more intimate feeling. That's why the adventure space, why you guys created the adventure space so many years ago, was for these niche shows. I mean, I think I want to say there was the season maybe before that you did Beauty Queen of Lebanon at the main stage, which is still one of my absolute favorite shows. Candy Boxwell, Cindy Bulla, their performances as a high school kid in the audience was just blown away. And I always think about that show if you look at the adventure space and that having that intimate feeling of it, you know what I mean? And that's why there is an adventure space, to have these shows that need that intimate feeling, or maybe that are a little bit more provocative, or more, their themes are a little bit more adult in nature. So we know we're not going to have a big audience, so we can perform them in a smaller venue.
Well, they're contemporary. We try to do more contemporary work over there. You totaled that up at some point in the past, but we've done like 20 Tony Award winners, and
it was insane the number of regional premieres of shows that we've done. That the moment it came off, the rights were available, we brought it to the Texas Pain.
Yeah, I had a list of about 20 plays and musicals the day I opened the adventure space that I wanted to do. So for the first 5 years or so, we didn't have any trouble deciding what play or musical to do at the adventure space. We just went down my list. Well, and it was pretty exciting.
For you, I'm sure it was almost therapeutic in a way, or just almost like a weight off your shoulder. Because I'm sure you would get a script and you're like, I love this script. I want to do the script, but I can't do this script on the main stage and expect 453 people every night to come see it and be okay with it, or too cutting edge for the main stage. And so for you to be able to be like, I finally can do Cabaret, I can finally do, these cutting edge theater that you weren't able to do on the main stage.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I have to tell you, my board of directors at that time didn't really get what the adventure space could be, because it was just a big grocery warehouse. But I have to give them credit. They got behind me and they said, let's go for it. And we've never looked back. It's been one of the greatest additions to this organization we've ever made.
Yeah, for sure. Carla says Wit was the first adventure space show she saw, loved, and then love her now. I love that. Yeah. Brain says the humans were so good at the adventure space. It needed that feeling that space gave. Completely agreed. And even Alan, you've done shows where it's almost like you have to do it at the space because of that intimate feeling. You know what I mean? There's just shows that wouldn't read the same on the main stage at all.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Cindy says, remember Jason in a play about baseball coach, 2-man play at the adventure space. Cindy, I know what that was called Rounding Third, but it wasn't me. That was another amazing actor, Richie Garza at ALT. He was fantastic in that show. But yeah, Rounding Third was a great show.
Mistaken for each other all the time, don't you?
We do. It's so funny. He'll be out and about at a restaurant, and someone will be like, "Weren't you on Live with Kelly?" And he literally says, "Will that get me a free meal?" Because if it gets him a free meal, he'd be like, "Yep, that was me." And if not, he's like, "Nope, that wasn't me." It was when we did pageant play. We were both in it together, and we thought people were going to be like, "What is happening? That same person's in the show." I love it. I love it. Finally, we have one more show to announce for our ALT season. It will be the main stage season closer, if you will. Right now, where Matilda is, this is where this show will take place in May. It's a big show, a big green ogre is coming back to the ALT stage. That's right. Shrek the musical, great family-friendly musical, will be on our ALT main stage. Of course, the Academy did it. We did that show 2013, I think, maybe the fall of 2013 is when the Academy did it. Right when the rap became available, we grabbed onto it, and now I feel like all those kids are almost. I mean, not everyone, but all those kids are going to be in high school now. I think at least like my itty bitty kids that were in that are old enough now to audition as adults, which is crazy. But it's going to be a great big fun show, and this is not the Academy collaboration. This will be literally our adults auditioning for Shrek the musical, which is going to be an absolutely amazing fun time for sure.
Well, it's going to be different, which is a good thing. The Academy production of Shrek was outstanding, but this will have a different feel to it with adults in all the roles.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll, of course, pull out all the stops. It's going to be a big, fun show. There'll be a lot of green at ALT main stage. But the ogre's coming. Hopefully we can do some fun things like we did when the monster was coming for Young Frankenstein. We'll let everyone know when the ogre gets here at ALT. Alicia says, such an amazing season. Everyone's excited about the shows. Callie was a dancing rat back in the day. It's very true, Callie. Amy says, what a fun season. Can't wait. It's a fun show. Thanks for all your hard work. It's going to be fun. Malia says, Brian Gomez and I were talking today about how much fun Shrek would be. So excited and made this season closer. Yes. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so fun. Shrek was one of my favorite shows I did at ALT. Love it. Great season, Jason and Alan. So excited that ALT is going strong. Thank you so much. Yeah. And a lot goes into it. We want to thank, of course, our play selection committee that they've read so many things. Our staff read so many things, making sure everything kind of fit in where it could fit in. And that's just the main stage and adventure space season. Of course, in August, Michaela will unveil the Academy season, which will be great. We, of course, know about Newsies, but there'll be a great show in October and a great show in March. And then, of course, another summer show next season. So a lot going on at ALT.
Yeah, it's going to be a fabulous season. And we're sort of trying to show our versatility and our strengths and humor. I'm kind of indulging myself a little bit, but I'm not gonna apologize for it.
No, not at all. It's gonna be great. Fun to revisit some of these shows. I mean, it's been 20 years since we've done, some of these shows, longer even for Patsy, Cline, I think. And so just have these shows back on our season, have new works on our season, and it's going to be a great year. And hopefully everyone this year not only comes back to the theater, gets their season tickets, but come back and audition, come back and volunteer, help usher a show, help, serve concessions, help, if you want to be a part of the process of learning about the play selection and things like that, come email, let us know. We want as many people back at ALT who maybe step away this past year just needing, to check on how COVID was, but seeing how we did it so successfully, we're ready to welcome you all back. And those of you who are here with this season, thank you so much. We could not have done it without y'all, for sure.
I'm very excited.
Yeah. This breaking news. Carla says, I may have to audition for something this season. You heard it here first.
Carla Fristo, you got more talent in your little finger than I've got in my whole body.
Malia says, do it. Brayden says, I know all the kids are excited for Newsies, especially me, but you guys know that. Very true, Brayden. Very true. So Alan, we will start working on, of course, still finding that first Adventure Space play. We've been reading tons of things. We'll announce that maybe hopefully by the ALT celebration.
Send it our way.
Yeah. If you have a great script, let us know. Let us know for sure.
Looking for something that's going to be perfect for the slot, but a great piece of theater literature.
Yeah, for sure. And mark all those calendar dates in your calendar. May coming up. Get your tickets starting if you're season ticket holders this coming Monday for Matilda. Alan, I'll be talking to you and cast members even more in this coming weeks to make sure that everyone knows about how great Matilda's going to be. Grayson says, so grateful for such an amazing season my senior year. It's true, Grayson's going to be a great season for everyone. And Alan, we should also mention this coming season with the 94th season. I mean, with revisiting shows with new works, it's going to be an absolute amazing season for those of you who have never volunteered, never auditioned, never got season tickets. Come on, what are you waiting for? Give it a try. We promise you're going to have an absolutely amazing time.
I'm going to talk to our supporters and our warriors for just a moment. I want to encourage you guys to do something for me. When I go out to eat somewhere, just the other day I was at 575, and the young lady that was waiting on me said, of course, that's what I did for a living. And I told her, and they always say, oh, that sounds like fun. And it is. But then I say, have you ever been to the theater? And more often than not, sadly, they say no. And so I will immediately offer 2 tickets to that person and say, if you like, if I can get you over there once, I'll get you over there the rest of your life. So here's 2 free tickets. Go for your first time, and then you'll be buying your own tickets.
Yeah.
We can all do that. You all get asked by people, what's the theater like, or what do you do over there? And we need to talk to the world about this. We need to make our community there. Half our community doesn't even know we exist.
Yeah.
So be a warrior, be an advocate for the theater.
I agree. Get people, bring them with you. Bring them with you to that work call, or bring them with you to an audition, just to even watch auditions. And maybe they'll want to audition for the next one, or bring them to the theater, come see a show. And we will definitely treat them as we treat everyone as best we can, as guests and in our theater, for sure. So it's good. It's so funny, Alan, at the end of the season, it's like, we're all tired. We're like, okay. And then we're like, okay, now the next season. So it's starting even earlier this year, but it'll be great. Wait, I didn't hear you. Say that again, Alan.
It doesn't ever stop.
Yeah, it never stops.
Long.
Yep, exactly. Well, kudos to you, Mr. Allen. Kudos to, of course, our board and our staff. Everyone working so hard for not only the season, but of course, gearing up for a fantastic 94th season of the ALT season, basically. And again, we cannot wait. We will announce more. We'll probably announce more stuff at the ALT celebration on Friday, June 11th. Especially, there's some great ideas Alan has for certain performances next season, of tickets being less expensive and stuff like that. You guys, he has so many ideas. We will have to tease those out here and there, but we will definitely announce those as the season unveils even more. And guys, always start with Cline. We cannot believe my parents. I cannot wait to call them and say, okay, Patsy Cline's coming back. Get ready. So they'll be bringing a whole bus, I think, in Mexico. So.
There are a lot of people in this town that are dancing a jig right now.
Yes.
They're happy.
Virginia says, I fell in love with going to the theater when I saw Chicago and San Antonio over 15 years ago. Excited for this season. I love it, Virginia. You're gonna love Cabaret. Come see Cabaret. Oh, it's gonna be amazing. Come see all of them.
The theater is what life ought to be everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah. Agreed. Very true. Well, Ellen, another great Thursdays at 3. I thank you so much for being on today and of course, talking about our season. Those of you who are basically, those of you in Matilda have great rehearsals. Can't wait to see you guys on the stage. All of you, of course, mark the calendars for all those dates. We'll see you guys, of course, next week when we talk more about Matilda, the upcoming musical on our main stage, running May 13th through the 23rd. Alan, again, have a great afternoon. Have a great rehearsal tonight.
Sure. And
yeah, we will see you.
I'll take a nap for a little bit so I can be when I get back for rehearsal.
Exactly. I love it. We'll have a great rehearsal tonight. We'll see everyone else back at the theater, and if not before then, at Thursdays at 3 next week. Thank you very much.